A group of college students are on a trip. The bus winds through mist-shrouded mountains. Suddenly, the thin fog thickens abruptly, turning as dense as ink, and swallows the bus whole in an instant. Unable to see the road, the driver has to stop urgently. The bus comes to a halt in a vast sea of white mist. As panic spreads inside the vehicle, a boy unexpectedly spots a strange flickering light in the distance, as if some unknown presence is watching them. Suddenly, a car behind nearly crashes into the bus, leaving everyone's hearts racing in terror. The car slowly pulls up beside the bus, and the driver leans out to ask what's wrong. The bus driver admits he is unfamiliar with this mountain road, so he dares not proceed blindly. For safety, the other driver suggests the bus follow his car, guided by the vehicle ahead. The bus driver moves forward slowly and carefully, but before long, the car ahead vanishes quietly in the thick fog. Helpless, the driver stops again. In such weather, continuing is simply impossible. He plans to go ahead to place a warning sign first and wait for the fog to lift before setting off again. At this moment, everyone on the bus discovers that all their phones have lost signal. They are completely cut off from the outside world. The driver has only taken a few steps outside when the eerie red glow suddenly lights up again. The flashing red light looks especially terrifying in the dense fog. Frightened, the driver immediately turns and rushes back inside, fastens his seatbelt, and prepares to keep going. Just then, a car horn blares from ahead, as if urging them to catch up quickly. Eager to escape this strange area, the driver forces down his fear and leads everyone onward. But before they get halfway, a boy in the back suddenly cries out in alarm. Several dark shadows are rushing toward the bus at an alarming speed. The sudden appearance of the shadows panics the driver, who swerves violently to avoid them. The bus loses balance and plunges straight down the mountain. Violent rolling and impact tear the bus apart. Instantly, desperate cries erupt from inside the vehicle. The bus and everyone on board crash into the valley below. No one knows how much time has passed when Lisa wakes groggily from unconsciousness. A rescuer hurries over and gently tells her not to move. Amid the rising calls around her, Lisa slips back into unconsciousness. When she wakes again, she has been taken to a hospital. A woman who claims to be her mother sits by the bed, softly reassuring her not to be afraid. She will be fine after the surgery. Soon after, Lisa is wheeled into the operating room. When she wakes for the third time, the woman by the bed hands her a mirror. Lisa stares at the unfamiliar face in the glass, her mind going completely blank. She cannot remember who she is, nor what she used to look like. That night, Lisa is asleep when strange noises jolt her awake. Through bleary eyes, a shadowy figure sways by her bed. Lisa thinks she must still be dreaming, until the classmate in the next bed suddenly begins thrashing violently, screaming in agony. Lisa quickly presses the call button. Doctors and nurses rush in at once and rush the classmate to the emergency room. Everything she sees terrifies Lisa. Over the next few days, Lisa recovers surprisingly quickly. Her doctor tells her she will be discharged soon. Thinking the man beside her is her father, Lisa asks what really happened. He explains that Lisa and her classmates were in a serious traffic accident during their trip. Only a few survived, and Lisa is lucky to be alive. That night, a boy in a wheelchair comes to her ward. He lost his left leg in the crash. The boy slowly approaches Lisa's bed and gently takes her hand, but Lisa has no memory of him at all. The boy takes out a group photo and tells her his name is Jack. He says 3 classmates are still in a coma, while the others died in the valley. Another boy, John, is missing. Lisa says she remembers nothing. Jack looks at her, hesitates to speak, and finally keeps quiet about the fact that they were once lovers. That night, strange things happen again. A faint, intermittent sound wakes Lisa from her sleep. A dark figure is slowly approaching her bed, then the shadow gradually becomes clear. A person who looks exactly like her stands right in front of her. Her parents quickly take Lisa back home, but Lisa has no memory of this house at all. The family dog runs excitedly down the stairs, but after sniffing her, it suddenly turns and flees, as if facing a complete stranger. Meanwhile, police locate Jack. Autopsy reports show several victims had taken drugs before the accident. So Jack's claim that there was a ghost in the fog is dismissed by police as a hallucination. No matter how Jack explains, the police refuse to believe him. Lisa is still trying to recover her memories. She picks up a red thread and throws it toward the dog, but the dog shows no reaction at all. Suddenly, the dog walks toward a corner and starts barking non-stop. The next second, something even stranger occurs. The red thread in Lisa's hand is suddenly lifted upward by an unseen force, forcing her to let go. Lisa thinks her parents are playing a prank, but when she goes to check, she sees a horrifying sight. That night, strange sounds ring out again. She follows the noise to the hall and finds the ball of red thread lying on the table. Lisa begins to suspect something is wrong with her mind. She reaches for a glass of water to calm down when the dog outside barks wildly again. She quickly sets down the cup and walks out of the kitchen, only to find the thread ball gone from the table. Turning around, she sees it tied tightly to the doorknob behind her. She follows the red thread upstairs and finds the dog still barking at thin air. When she returns to her room, she is shocked to discover the other end of the thread is tied to an old photograph. In the photo, besides herself and 2 others, stands a girl who looks exactly like her. Her parents come upstairs after hearing the barking. Lisa presses them for answers about the photo. She finally learns that the girl is her twin sister, who passed away from brain cancer half a year ago. Afraid of upsetting Lisa, her parents hid the truth after she lost her memory. But Lisa says she saw her sister in the hospital. Her parents assume her memories are jumbled and hurry to comfort her, not noticing the growing confusion in Lisa's eyes. At the same time, Jack is woken by strange noises. When he gets up, he sees his phone dialing automatically. The shadow reflected on the screen looks just like John reaching out to him for help helplessly, but when he turns on the light, the figure vanishes instantly. In a cave not far from the crash site, the missing boy John's sister and friend are abseiling down a rope. They suspect John may have fallen into a crevice in the thick fog and decide to search using a drone. The drone glides slowly through the deep cave. The two carefully mark the areas they have searched, but find no trace of him at all. What they do not notice, however, is that in the darkness swept by the drone's camera, a dark shadow flashes past at high speed. Back at home, Lisa looks through old photos and belongings, trying to awaken her lost memories, but nothing comes back to her. Then the eerie sound rings out again. Ever since learning about her sister, she has felt this is her sister trying to send her a message. Determined to uncover the truth, Lisa makes a simple communication device using red thread, one end in her room, the other in the wooden cabin her sister used to frequent. Once everything is set up, she tries to talk to her sister. After waiting a long time with no response, Lisa gives up. Suddenly, a tick-tock sound echoes again. Excited, Lisa rushes to the device and sees the small jar connected to the cabin rattling, yet nothing is there. She tries calling her sister's name into the jar, but receives no reply. Suddenly, an eerie glow lights up behind her, accompanied by frightening noises. Instinctively, Lisa grabs a large knife from the table. She senses the presence is not friendly. But before she can call for help, her arm is seized by brute force. The blade is dragged straight toward her forehead. Before she can react, a dark shadow pounces on her violently. As she falls to the ground, she tries to grab the knife, but it is already under the shadow's control. The cold blade stabs repeatedly at her neck. Fortunately, her parents arrive just in time, saving her from harm. To recover her memories and uncover the truth, she finds Jack, the other survivor. The two decide to return to the crash site. And so they board a bus, but as the vehicle speeds along, fragments of buried memories suddenly flood Lisa's mind violently. Just then, another car speeds past, the bus driver slams on the brakes, and the jolt from inertia knocks Lisa unconscious. When she wakes again, she is back to the moment right before the crash. Lisa and her classmates in the front seats are staring straight at her. To her horror, she realizes she is not Lisa, she is only Lisa's best friend. She screams for the driver to stop, and moments later, the crash happens. When Lisa jolts awake again, her memories rush back all at once. It turns out she is not Lisa at all, she is just someone who has taken over Lisa's body. Unable to accept that she has stolen her best friend's life, she frantically begs the driver to stop, then, ignoring Jack's attempts to stop her, she runs away alone.